He was a fake Marine.
Whoa. Take that back right now.
I'm taking that back right now.
What's going on, guys? Ben Wilson.
Pano here.
And today we're going to talk to you about the importance of training before you buy a gun. Okay, right off the bat, 100% support the Second Amendment, the right to bear firearms, but for you to be able to exercise that right, you need to know how to properly handle the weapons for your safety and for the safety of those around you. Just like getting your driver's license, before you can get that license, you have to prove that you can handle a car in various situations safely. And then once you pass those tests, then you can begin to drive. It's the same with owning a firearm. It's very dangerous, and it can be a very dangerous tool, and especially in the hands of somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, man, I agree totally. I just want to say extra that, you know, the gun is just it's a thing without soul, without mind, cannot think, cannot act alone. So the shooter, the guy who is behind the gun, is doing everything. So take the opportunity. There are hundreds of very, very good instructors outside there that they can teach you the fundamentals of shooting, and especially the safety of shooting, right? Because our biggest problem nowadays is that you can find a gun everywhere, but nobody knows how to handle a gun correctly under the safety rules and under, you know, under instructions, if you want.
Yeah, and just some quick background, as you know before, in the Marine Corps, I spent some time in the Marine Corps, and Pano here, he was in the French Foreign Legion, and as a weapons instructor. Right?
So as a weapon instructor right now, what am I doing, if you want? It's that I'm traveling around the world and I train people, government, military, and police officers, law enforcement officers, if you want, how to handle correctly their gun first, and then how to go down in the range and shoot and do, you know, things that we do, fancy things that we do in the shooting range. So again, I think that before you go and buy, or before you go at the range and do super wow, you know, Hollywood things, as we say, the first thing that you need to do is to learn the 4 rules of handling the gun and master your way of treating the gun and then shooting.
So we'll just go over some of those weapon safety rules. So first of all, even though this is a plastic pistol, I'm going to treat it as if it was a real pistol. Any weapon that you handle, you need to treat it as if it were a real weapon and as if it were loaded. So if this gun is loaded, I wouldn't be pointing it at my face or at somebody walking by just to joke around. No, that's not what I'd want to do. And just to really quick backtrack, if you were to follow these weapon safety rules, if everyone were to follow these weapon safety rules, nobody would ever get shot. Bottom line, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to go over one, and then Pano and I are going to go back and forth. So that was the first one. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded.
Yeah. The other thing that you need to do is that one thing that most of the instructors out there, they are tired to say again and again and again, but it's the most common mistake that everybody's doing. Put your finger, or keep your finger, always outside of the trigger. Not inside like that, this is wrong, outside of the trigger. I'm going to put my hand inside of the trigger and pull the trigger only when I'm ready to shoot, to fire my gun. That's it.
So the next weapon safety rule we're going to talk about is knowing your target and what's beyond. And what that means is just knowing what's on the other side of what you want to shoot. So let's say you're in the woods and you decide to set up a little makeshift shooting range. You really want to make sure that there's at least a hill behind the tree that you're shooting, or some other obstacle, because just shooting at trees when you have just miles and miles and miles of who knows what else on the other side of the tree isn't the best practice, because this happens all the time. Stray bullets, people fire guns, and stray bullets go into houses, cars, whatever, and they hit and they kill people. So it's very important to be sure that you know what's on the other side of your target.
Man, the other thing is that one of the most common questions that we have down in the range when we train people is that which one is the best gun that they can buy, or the most powerful gun that they can buy for home protection or from their own protection too, right? But guess what? If I'm going to have a 9mm, it's like most of the law enforcement officers, or like the most of the military guys, it's an okay thing, or maximum a 45 caliber. But you see guys that they are going and they are buying cannons, right? They are going super magnum, things like that. So guys, if you have a guy, if you have a Desert Eagle, for example, for home protection, and there's a guy in 2 meters or 3 or 4 meters from you, and you are going to shoot, he's going to penetrate him and whatever is behind him. So it's not good. Before you shoot, always think your gun, the power that this gun has, the velocity of the projectile, and what is your target. It's very, very important.
And then back to the proficiency thing. So here it's Sunday. It's a Sunday gun day for us. Every Sunday we're out on the range. Pano's teaching classes. I'm there helping him, assisting with that. And we're shooting just about every week. And just as I said before, it's important to get that proficiency so you know how to use a weapon and you're confident in your abilities. There was a time, I think, when you went away, I didn't shoot for maybe, what was it, like almost a year? Mm-hmm. I didn't shoot for almost a year. And just getting back on the range that first day, I was very rusty, very rusty. I think one of the cool things here in Germany that they do is it's required that if you have your sports license, you need to shoot, 12 times a year?
You need to participate at least 18 times.
Yeah, at least 18 times a year to be able to maintain your weapons permit. And that's important.
One of the biggest requirements for operators or people that we train is the ability of understanding. Ability of understanding is understanding the whole situation. Take the situation, think the situation, and then reacting to the situation. This thing comes after training, after experience, after a lot of things that create the character of a man with the ability of understanding. Work in the understanding ability, start learning, ask outside there the trainers to train you, to tell you how it works correctly, how you need to handle the gun correctly, how you are going to work for all those that they are working with the gun, work correctly, and then start doing fancy things or buying fancy equipment and things like that.
Yeah, it all starts with the basics. You have to master the basics before you move on to more advanced tactics. And just because you think you've mastered the basics, that doesn't mean that you stop practicing those things. You have to continually go back and rework those things and make it so it's second nature. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about anything we spoke about today, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
And stay sharp, train always.
Always. And grow beards.
What do you want, a kiss?
No, man.
Okay.
Hey, I'm glad you've been watching these Alliance videos. Woo, good job. Hey, do yourself a favor, treat yourself to a little treat, and come join us. Join us at the Alliance. We would love to have you. See you soon.